know very many song lyrics? Do you have them in your brain just stewing around, and when you hear a tune you think of those lyrics? I got more lyrics in my brain than is really healthful. I probably got every Creedence Clearwater song. I've got a guy named Crispy and St. Peter song, Pied Piper, in my brain. So many of them. And I don't know, they do me some good. They send me back to a time when I started thinking about them back during my younger years. But with respect to how valuable they are, I don't know. It's just a part of who I am, maybe a part of who you are. But there is something else I got in my brain. It's not a lyric, but it's a passage in the Bible that I put to memory. And there is nothing, I think, from the Bible that helps me more or is, I don't know, gets me more attuned, closer to God, and picks me up when I'm down and out. If I think of this and I remember it and I believe in it, good grief, it's just, like I say, very motivating, very encouraging, and maybe it'll encourage you too. And once again, many of you probably already heard it. All I'm doing here is reminding you of what God has mentioned. And the promise, the passage comes from Proverbs. It's Proverbs 3, verses 5 and 6. And God says, "Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Lean not on your own understanding. Acknowledge me in all your ways, and I will make straight your path." Whoa. You ever wonder or fear where you're headed, what's going on? Does anything make sense to you? I still live that way many, many times, and I think back on this verse. And God is saying, it's not supposed to make sense to you. It makes sense to me because I've got you on a path here. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. He's saying, trust in me. Don't lean on your own wisdom. My wisdom doesn't mean a whole lot. It might mean something in this world, wisdom to get me further or accomplish more or whatever. But God's wisdom steers me in a path that He would like me to go on, and you too. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't lean on your own wisdom. Acknowledge me in all your ways, all during the day. A lot of people say, well, if I lose something, I don't pray to God about it because He's not worried about that. There's people starving in Ethiopia. He said, acknowledge me in all your ways. Hey, I don't know how many times I've said, because I lose a lot of things, said, God, my glasses, I can't find, I'm running late, could you help me? And sometimes it happens immediately, and sometimes He waits a day or two before He lets me find them. That's always scary, but I always ask Him and acknowledge Him. And He says, if you do that, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to guide your path. Trust Him. Trust is so valuable. And somebody may be asking, trust what? Trust in God. What does that mean? There are so many areas in here that mentions what He'll do for us, His promises, and one of the most powerful ones, I'll just tell you now, and it's one you've probably heard many times too. It's been in the movies, I think. And this one comes from Romans 8, and I believe it's 28. And Paul says, "For we know, God causes all things to work together for good to those who love the Lord and are called according to His purpose." He causes all things to work together for good. Doesn't mean bad things will never happen to me. They have. Great things have happened to me too. And it doesn't mean, oh, that's great, something bad happened to you. But what he says, whatever that circumstance was, I promise you this, trust me. I'll not only guide your life, but I'll make this work together for good. Sounds like we got incoming here out at the park. He'll work it together for good. That's a promise. Trust in that. And he says, and for those who are called according to His purpose. The fact that you're listening to this or paying attention, those of you who are, is the fact that you're being called. He says, many are called, few are chosen. You know how you get called and chosen? Well, you're already called. The way you choose is to come to Him, to trust Him. Wow, I've chosen you because you've come to me. All you who are weary, heavy laden, you've come to me, and you put your trust in me, and I promise you this. I will cause all things to work together for good for you because you love me and because you have come to me. What a promise. If we can't get through this day or whatever struggles are out there without this giving us some encouragement, well, I just don't think I would be trying hard enough. I do appreciate you showing up and listening to this word here. And I tell you what, we'll come up with another next time. This is the 4th, by the way. We've had 3 previously. I did my math right there. This is our 4th. And we'll do another probably the start of next week. Thanks so much for showing up.